Wayde Kirvida from CustomFIRE, and behind me is a new pumper we just completed for the Fremont Wolf River Fire Department in eastern Wisconsin. This truck is built on Spartan's FC94 chassis. It features a Waterous single-stage 1500 fire pump and a 1,000-gallon poly tank. This truck has a rescue pumper format, as you'll see soon, with some feature shots. Now the ladders and the suction hose slide in the back at a very low height. The overall dimensions of this truck are fairly compact. It's under 34 feet long, it's under 10 feet tall, and it weighs 37.5 with a full tank of water. To offer a more economical option, Spartan created the FC94 chassis, and in doing so they limited some of the upgraded feature content that you can see on a MetroStar and Gladiator chassis. So you'll see that it's the medium 4-door, 10-inch roof cab. It has the barrier style doors. It also has unique front fascia with individual light housings and a unique front grille. We've done a few things to this chassis to really dress it up for the application. What you maybe can see is that the front bumper has been notched with a drop-down panel in the center. That is so that they can deploy the bumper line without moving the front suction. And speaking of the front suction, we recessed the strainer into the apron, and we did a low profile swivel to make sure the lights are not obstructed to the front. And of course, this truck has the heated LED headlights, which are becoming incredibly popular in our region. Other things that might catch your eye are the warning and scene lighting kit on this truck. This customer elected to go with Tomar. We've seen more use of the Tomar lighting products across the board, but on this truck we have Tomar scene and warning lights. So up ahead we have their nice off-road style LED brow light, and then we have upper level scene lights around the other three sides of the vehicle, and then we have their 4x6 style LED warning light package on the rest of the apparatus. One look at this truck with all the doors open, and it's obvious that this customer put a lot of time and attention into laying this truck out. Starting at the front driver's side is where we have our side mount pump panel, and you can see here that we used Innovative Controls pistol grip levers for the side mounted pump panel. People love these controls. We've been using them a lot as of late, and their operation is extremely smooth and reliable. They lock into place when you release the lever. Obviously easy to color code for easy identification. Below these we have basically bringing water into the pump rather than out of it. So we have our front passenger auxiliary, rear suction, driver's side 6-inch suction, all air operated with momentary rocker switches. And an indicator light when it's open. We can do the tank fill and the tank to pump with the same pistol grip levers. However, many customers have requested that they be different so that they're not confusing the discharge with getting water into and out of the fire pump. Now finally, to the rear of the control panel, we have a couple speed lays. Each one will carry 200 feet of 1 3/4. They're on poly removable trays, and we place them behind the fire pump because with the tilt cab, it reveals the entire front of the pump for service and maintenance. They're raised up a bit because we have a 6-inch rear suction pipe and we have a 4-inch tank to pump running below them. And down below we have a Trident air-operated primer. We have pre-primes for the front and rear intake. Down here we have a momentary switch for the front intake drain, I should say. Normally, they're hard to reach, or you might miss it during a walk-around because they're underneath the cab or under the pump panel on the other side. And then down below, we have the heat exchanger control, and then finally, a foam refill pump. It's air operated. It's something we developed at CustomFIRE, and we've been using it for a number of years with great success. It's an alternative to like the onboard electric pump that you might get from Waterous or FoamPro. And then what everybody loves is the Innovative Controls lift to open drains. Lift to open, push down to close. Same valve as a traditional quarter turn, but just easier to use and better mechanical advantage. And I suppose I should mention the upper gauge cluster and control panel as well. We have a camera monitor for watching your rear intake. We have the In Control 400 Pump Boss pressure governor, which has the compound gauges integrated, but we also have a set of analog compound gauges. We have the 50/50 on the intake side, which allows a better, broader display for the vacuum, and then 4-inch discharge compound gauge. A row of light switches for the scene lighting, the air horn, your tank level gauges, and then the FoamPro control head. Now we call this the engineer's compartment, right? Because it's next to the pump panel. And this is where we like to keep couplings and adapters, hose rolls. We also have a tip out tray and a nice area for a little giant storage. Over the wheel well and within the wheel well, we have storage for 2 fire extinguishers and the 2 folding wheel chocks. This is a double-sided swing-out tool board with the perforated panel, and then behind on the wall we also have another panel, so there's 3 mounting surfaces for tools and equipment in this compartment. And finally, in the rear driver's side compartment, we have a pull-out floor tray. This has a 600-pound capacity. And then we have 2 adjustable shelves. You can see that they had us mount one of them at an angle just to kind of reveal the equipment, make it a little bit easier to grab. And then we have power strips in each compartment as well, which are run by an onboard inverter or by Shoreline plug-in. As I've said in the past, we design trucks many times from back to front, meaning that a lot of the business end of the truck is at the rear. The ultimate kind of configuration and user interface of the truck. Where's the equipment stored? How are we getting to the hose and that sort of thing? And that's similar with this truck, of course. We have our swing out drop down ladder. Above that is a full length walkway. So when you're up there, there's a nice walkway all the way along the hose bed right to the front of the body. It's lit, it has floor drains. So it's just a really nice, confidence-inspiring, safe place to work when you're deploying or pulling hose. I really like how they laid out the back compartment on this truck. The packaging was very thoughtful. There's a lot going on here, but it's going to be very easy to work with. We have the slide-in ladders, which are about 40 inches off the ground. Opposite of that, we have a 6-inch stainless steel rear intake, which goes right into the back of the Waterous full-bodied fire pump. And above that, we have 2 10-foot hard hoses with a pre-attached strainer. Now, you'll probably wonder what this goofy bracket is right here. That's where they can lay a stack of traffic cones upside down. So just hang them in there, because traffic cones are such a pain to carry on a truck sometimes. You know, they're just weird shaped and they're bigger than you really think. And then to the right of that is a direct tank fill, 2.5 inches directly into the tank, so you don't have to push water through the fire pump and your tank fill and into the tank. When I described the pump panel, I mentioned that the monitor allows a view of the rear intake to the pump operator. However, you'll see that there's also a teardrop camera above the passenger side pump panel, so they can toggle between views or they can watch both at the same time. What's going on this side of the truck, plus at the back. You're going to be drafting from one of these locations possibly, and it'll allow you to monitor the basket. I always do a walk around of the truck and go through everything to kind of get a good idea of how it's laid out. This one has a pretty high amount of detail. The entire side of the truck is going to be more rescue oriented. We have some poly mounts for their battery powered tools, a magazine rack for a variety of airbags, and then just shelving and a power strip up above that. Over the rear wheels, we have more mounts and straps for saws and cans, and then a tip-out tray above those. And then in the wheel well, we have a couple compartments. Each carries 3 SCBA bottles. And finally, in the front officer side compartment, we have some pull-out tool boards with perforated aluminum to allow a variety of mounting areas. And then a little shelf on one of them to support some rescue struts. And then ahead of those, we have some adjustable, kind of narrow adjustable shelves with retention straps as well for items like cribbing and step chocks. The 24 men and women of the Fremont Wolf River Fire Department are excited to take delivery of this truck tonight. And all of us at CustomFIRE are excited to see them put it to use for many years to come. We appreciate the time you take to watch these videos and check out our products. If you're in the market for a new pumper, rescue, or tanker apparatus, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Wayde Kirvida from CustomFIRE. Thanks for watching. This good?
Yeah.
All right. This is how we get our bloopers, because it comes naturally. I'm like, I'm gonna freaking nail this one. And nope. All right. So again, as I've said in the past, a lot of times we